Hello and welcome to another update video on XRP. In this video we want to talk a little bit about the bigger picture, larger time frame first. Then we take a look at the smaller time frame. Why the larger time frame? Because I want to explain to you what could be coming next, because we might be in a process of upside reversal. We might be in an upside breakout. We just don't see it yet. Yeah. Most people only see the breakout when it actually is fully underway in what we would call, from an Elliott wave point of view, a third wave, which is normally the most aggressive one. So, for example, something comparable to this, right? Maybe up here it'll be a bit smaller. Yeah, this was the main third wave. What we're talking about here, that could be coming up, would be a smaller degree, like a smaller time frame third wave, but it would still be relevant, and it could still send the price way higher. So please note that we're simply at the moment watching the let's say the relevant parameters, and it's important to understand what are important invalidation points, what are upside targets. But I want to highlight it again because we might be starting that direct third wave soon, because it's like a now or never moment, right? Yes, surely. I mean, if it breaks down, it could reattempt an upside reversal, but it would then likely have to build again this entire pattern, which we call a 1-2 setup. So what we have here on this chart is, after a potential larger correction finished in April, we have a first upside reversal pattern. And again, that's a 1-2 setup from an Elliott wave point of view. I'll share with you more about that in a minute. But the overall idea is that we have a structure in which the market is likely in a so-called wave 5, which started here with this end of the wave 4 in July last year. So pretty much a year now, this pattern has been developing, and it's not quite complete yet. That's kind of the basis for this assumption. It's not quite complete because what we're looking for is indeed a 5-wave move up. And we have a wave 1, we have a wave 2, we have a wave 3, and this is the wave 4, which might be complete because we have a 3-wave move down into support. And that is basically what a 4th wave is: a corrective pullback, a 3-wave move, a counter trend move, often weak, more sideways oriented. And honestly, it could still be unfolding, to be honest, if a long triangle forms here. So it's too early to really confirm a breakout. But the thing is, when you wait for confirmation before you do anything, everybody knows, and the market is likely gone. So what we're tracking here on this chart is potentially the early stage of that next move up, because in an Elliott wave pattern, a trending pattern, we're always looking for the 5 waves. We're always looking for the 5-wave pattern. We have a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, the wave 4, and maybe this is now the 5th wave that's unfolding. And the 5th wave should take us to certain levels, especially here. $5.65 would be an ideal target, for example, for that 5th wave. We'll see about that. But I mentioned already in the last videos that kind of the 5 to 5.65 area seems to be realistic. I can see potential extensions to $9.81, but we will have to see more of the microstructure to be able to really confirm things like that. I mean, honestly, what typically is a common way of calculating targets for a 5th wave, what you see here are kind of larger time frame, larger degree patterns or levels, but one clear way, or one straightforward common way of calculating a target for a 5th wave. I'm talking about the 5th wave, which started down here potentially in April, on the 7th of April. Well, we measure waves 1 to 3, and then we go to the low of the 4th wave. And a very common one is the 61.8 extension, and that's at $6.20. So that is not, I mean, you might say, oh, I thought 5.65. Well, it's not far away in the crypto world, right? You could even, the market might get to 5.65. There could be a wick to 6.22 and it breaks down or something. Just highlighting, these are areas of interest. So you get a good idea of where things could be going. Another possible target is, but that this would be quite a bit of an extension for a fifth wave, but still valid, is the 78.6 extension in a very euphoric phase, as it sometimes happens in a fifth wave. Again, it's all related to market sentiment. In a very euphoric fifth wave, sometimes the market gets to the 78.6 extension. Here we talk about $9. Okay, so yeah, just highlighting some key levels there, and what I focus on at the moment in the very short term, is here this kind of direct 5-wave move up. Yeah, so the fifth wave is again a 5-wave move, and the third wave of that fifth wave could take us to round about, first of all, 350 or 330, 340, the swing high from the 13th, 14th of January. That's kind of the next level. First of all, we'll see if we can break out of this trend line. Definitely worth watching. Then to the next level, and then from here to those levels above, $5 to $5.65, maybe even that kind of $6 area. But so the focus in the very short term is now if the bulls can take the price above the upper boundary line and then take the price higher in a breakout. So that should give you a good idea of all the levels that matter to the upside. In terms of levels to the downside, whenever we're talking about a 1-2 setup, the invalidation point for a wave 2 is the beginning of the wave 1. So as long as we're holding above the April low, this pathway higher, this direct pathway remains valid and plausible. And below that level, we would have to start to think about different strategies, structures, like wave 4 might be resetting and so on. Let us now take a look at the shorter time frame. And here we have some interesting developments. Here you can see in more detail this 5-wave move up that developed after the 7th of April low, which for us set the stage for higher prices. So been highlighting in this move to the upside that we likely bottomed. Of course, it's not guaranteed. It's always the subsequent pullback that tells us about it. There was a support area for wave 2. There still is. The price reacted to it. And that's good news. That's a good start. But honestly, we still have to clear all these previous swing highs here. Thanks so much for watching the videos on this YouTube channel. If you've been thinking about joining MCO as a member, now might be a great time. You can use the link in the video description and apply the discount code right below it. You will get 50% off your first month of our gold membership, and you can explore everything we offer. It's the easiest way to test the membership, see if it's a good fit for you, and get a feel for the community, join the conversation, and I'm looking forward to meeting you in our member area. Yeah, resistance in this area around $2.30, structurally $2.40. So structural resistance, we cannot ignore that. That's something to clear. But we have a good reaction to support. It's just not an impulsive reaction. As I said to you, we're always looking for the 5-wave move up. I mean, what is a first signal that a trend is shifting from, let's say, a local downtrend to a local uptrend? It is the 5-wave pattern. We need to see 5 waves up above resistance, ideally. I haven't seen any 5-wave move up from here, I have to say. So I am considering higher prices here. We've got this roadmap, and I shared with you yesterday that the direct move higher will, again, be confirmed further with a break here above resistance. First Fibonacci resistance at 231, but don't forget about structural resistances as well. And we can keep the direct focus higher as long as this micro support area is holding. So what could be the case, for example, if we test this area again, as long as we're holding 199, there are scenarios that would support still a bullish reversal. Could, for example, say this is a wave 1, this is a wave 2, A, B, even testing it again could be possible. Go up like a diagonal pattern. Or if we go below the red line, the dotted line at $2.06, maybe this wave 2 is still unfolding. But for now, I can tell you that the move to the upside from yesterday's low or from the Tuesday low indicates a little bit like, it indicates we could go higher. And why does it do that? Well, because we have a micro 5-wave move up. I've got a micro 5-wave pattern to the upside. And again, what indicates a trend reversal? A 5-wave move up. So I've got a pullback, and the 5-wave move up indicates to me, hey, maybe this is already the next leg up. Based on our model, it would be the C wave, and we know that the C wave is a 5-wave move, so this could be wave 1 of C. So it's all that concept of fractals, you know. The wave 1 of C is also a 5-wave move. So this is how we are currently tracking this move, and I think there is a good chance that we are at least attempting a break above these resistance levels. Strong resistance ahead, but the 5-wave pattern to the upside gives some let's say confidence. Yeah. So yeah, that's the update on XRP. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye bye.